Welcome back to the College Football Pick Show on the Early Edge, presented by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. The crew is still here, and we move on to some more marquee matchups. We're going to the CBS game of the week. I will be boots on ground in Lincoln, Nebraska, as they host Michigan. Michigan 2.5-point road favorites here, over under sitting around 45.5, 44.5, around the same number here. A few trends we have for this game. I want to make sure I get them right. Michigan 4-0 straight up and against the spread in their last 4 games versus Nebraska, which is important to note here, but curious if anyone's fading this or following it. Emory, I'll start with you.
I'm going under. I like Michigan unders just as much. Tom loves Oklahoma unders. I think this is going to be an under team. And also, when you think about Michigan and how they play, they're going to muck this game up. They're going to slowly, bring down the pace, drag you in the mud with them. Nebraska also loves to play that way as well. It helps protect both of their young quarterbacks. So I can see this one being a 24-10 game, a 20-13 type ball game, but definitely under 45.5.
All right, that's fair enough. I'm gonna listen. I'm not out on the under, but I do think I'm gonna go to this Michigan side here. I'm not afraid to lay the 2.5. This line kind of implies that Dylan Raiola's interception problems are gone. He's played some pretty weak competition up until this point. So I'm still thinking back to last year when he had his stretch of 4 Big Ten games when he literally had 0 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So I think there's this over-dramatized version that he's cleaned it up. I'm willing to pay to find out if he actually has here. I also like that Michigan already played on the road at Oklahoma, so maybe we won't get such a stunned Bryce Underwood in this situation here. But again, I've kind of been fading this Nebraska team going back, I think maybe 2 seasons at this point, based off Raiola and his turnover issues. Mike, do you agree with me, or are you going the other way?
No, I completely agree with you here, Ken. I like Michigan. I think they're still a team that has a shot to make the college football playoff, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. I know they lost that game to Oklahoma, and it was really just a really slow start for them in the first 2 quarters. I think if they got to redo that game, I think it would be very, very tight and competitive. And I look at Nebraska here. I don't trust Raiola at all. I want to trust coaching staff. I really do. I may be out on them as well. Yes, they put up 68 against Akron and 59 against Houston Christian. I don't care at all at that point. I saw enough against Cincinnati in that neutral site game, quote-unquote neutral site, more of a home game in Kansas City for Nebraska. I think Michigan wins this one here, potentially by double digits, pulls away late. Love what you mentioned about Bryce Underwood and the fact that he got his first road environment out of the way at Oklahoma, which I think is a more challenging environment than this Nebraska environment personally. So yeah, give me Michigan here.
Yeah, I'm interested. If anyone in the comments or is listening, podcast listeners, please tell me on Twitter as well. Never been to Lincoln, Nebraska. I genuinely have zero idea what to expect. I assume it's going to be an awesome environment considering that's really all they have out there. But very, very curious to see if this is a tough environment to play in. Tom, it seems like you agree it might not be that tough.
Oh, yeah, I agree with what everybody said. Lower scoring game. Bryce Underwood going to Oklahoma, I think, was a really tough first start. That helps him here. One thing to keep an eye on. Against Oklahoma, he didn't run. He only ran 5 times in his first 2 games. In his high school career, he only averaged 2 carries per game. He hasn't been a runner. Last week, they unleashed Underwood. He ran it 9 times for over 100 yards. I think they factor that in now in his second road start. They didn't run him in his first one. I think they run him more here. Tight game, but I agree with everybody. I think the quarterback is the difference, and Michigan wins the game.
And I'll just say this. I'd rather take a quarterback that's being compared to Cam Newton and his build than a guy who tries to look like Patrick Mahomes and dress up like him. It's just not the same vibe, not the same fit. I'm in on Michigan and Bryce Underwood right now. We move